Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. Eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I didn't even mean to buy this sub, but it happened. We'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Well, it happens to be my Stellar Circuit shirt. Yay, Stellar Circuit shirt. It's one of actually a few that I have. And hopefully I'll be getting another one today. Depends on what they have available. Because the time I'm doing this, I'm actually headed out to Chicago. I'm going to see Stellar Circuits. They're a band out of North Carolina who I've known for a number of years now. Extremely awesome guys. Love their music. Typically they make at least, one trip out this way a year. And I try whenever possible to make it out to see them. Because not only are they I think their music is fucking phenomenal. They're extremely awesome guys as well. They've been nothing but kind and generous every time I've met them. So I always try to make it a priority to be out this way. I think they're great. So much so that, like I said, I have attended a number of their shows. I actually have videos of their performances. Those videos are on this channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, I can point you in the right direction for their stuff. I think they're a really good band. And I do just want to point out a couple other things. I also have my Society 1 ring, which is Society 1 is a band out of California that's been doing it for decades now. I think they're really awesome. And I've also got my bracelet here. This is done by a friend of mine named China McCoy, who's a stuntman, actor, comic book creator, just badass all around. He also makes these. If you happen to be interested in these, by the way, hit me up in the comments section. I will go over there and provide a link to the Instagram page for these, and you guys can work out, wheel and deal, whatever you need to do. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I wasn't intending to do this, but boom, it's another one from Best Submarine number two location. Since I was headed out Chicago ways anyway, I decided to go over there, stop off at an establishment, and I really was just doing 2 subs, but I'll get into it. What with it being a sub sandwich review, I do have to preface it with 3 things. Number 1 is that for over 2 years now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures, and what that entails is I've been going out to basically every place that sells sub sandwiches in my location, whether it's chain locations, delis, Walmart, what have you. I've been trying out subs, reviewing them, and then posting those reviews to my YouTube channel. That's where number 2 comes in, because not only do I post them to my YouTube channel, I'm such a nice guy, I also go over there, I post them to a specific playlist called Subs for Subs. So if you enjoy my sub sandwich content, first of all, thank you very much. Second of all, that's where it all is. Time I'm doing this, I have over 100 sub sandwich reviews, and that's where number 3 comes into play, because maybe that's not enough. Maybe you're greedy for sub sandwich goodness. All you have to do is wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That's the day when I go over there and upload my sub sandwich review, so if you happen to be interested in more sub sandwich goodness, just wait until Sunday. You're going to get at least one. I've stuck with that ever since I started doing it. But anyway, so yes, what am I reviewing from Best Submarine? Well, I already got through reviewing a roast beef sub and a corned beef sub. Thing is, when I was originally making my order, I wanted a barbecue beef sub and a steak sub. And the guy behind the counter informed me that the barbecue beef sub was not available. I mistook that as both were not available. So, it was to my surprise when I opened up my bag, and there happened to be, oh boy, it's gooey. There happened to be, boom, it's what I'm assuming is a steak sub. Yeah, okay. Let's get a thing for the thing. It looks like that. It's sub sandwich. Ha 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 ha. Looks like there's some mustard and stuff. The steak looks a little bit so-so, but, hey, we're going to give it a go, man. God damn it. Yeah, there's some mayo. Come on now. There's some mayo, some some mustard. That's a nice mix, you know, nice and tangy. Yeah, this steak is not great. It's definitely some very, like, pre-prepared stuff that, you know, they just warmed up on the grill for a bit or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, the saving grace to this one is the mustard with the mayo, because that actually provides really nice oomph to it all. But the actual steak itself is extremely bland. Really nothing to it. Like, it's, yeah. Unfortunately, that's been pretty much the overall takeaway that I've had from best subs. Because the thing is, you know, they call themselves best subs. And I mean, even getting outside of the best aspect of it, right? Just the sub aspect of it. The subs are like maybe 20% of their menu. Like, there's not a lot in the way of, you know, and it's clear that they're an afterthought. You know, maybe at one point, subs were like a bigger deal on their menu, but at least now, it's definitely not the case. They are very much just thrown together, very, you know, lackluster ingredients, and that's definitely the case with the steak sub, which is a shame. I was, you know, if I was looking forward to anyone, you know, I mean, a nice steak sub is a really great thing. I mean, it's not horrible or anything. Again, really, this is the only one where the highlight isn't just the fact that they toasted the bread. I do appreciate that they toast their bread. It gives it a nice little extra flavor, and I think they use good sub bread. But really outside of that, man, it really is the mustard and the mayo doing like 90% of the work as far as the flavor is concerned. The steak is just barely there. You know, after everything else is gone, you get a little bit of the steak flavor, and even then, it's just really weak. I feel bad because, like, I always like to be positive with my reviews, especially with, like, local establishments. By the way, because this is a local establishment, it's also going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just local spots. I always really like to be positive. I feel like a little bit of a dick when I don't, but at the same time, I have to be honest. And honestly, from my overall experience of best subs, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get this sub again? Would I recommend it? No and no. And I'm going to be honest. At least in terms of their subs, and they do, again, they have a, you know, wide variety of menu. I wouldn't get any of their subs again. I personally, if, you know, in a perfect world where my opinion had any sway, lose the sub part of your name. You know, rebrand as just another Chicago eatery. That's perfectly fine. Like, there's lots of those around, and they're awesome. By putting the emphasis on the subs, that's what, at least for me, that's what I want. I want the subs to be really special, and it's clear that that's just not the case. You know, it's clear that, again, they're just slapped together. And so for me, you know, never mind that, you know, I mean, I'm not going to come out this way for this anyway, but even beyond that, it's like, yeah, man, there's just so many really good sub places that are really putting the emphasis on the sub. That's what I would do, you know, so... And if I'm recommending it, you know, I try to be positive with it. I'm sure they have other stuff on their menu that is probably more, that just works better for that environment, you know? And with that being the case, and I'll say this, for what they are, you know, if you get a sub sandwich, you get a sub, you get a drink, you get fries, so there is a value aspect to it. Do I personally think that it's worth it? No, I think that you'd be better served just getting a really good sub, you know, maybe without the fries and the drink. You know, that's nice. Yay, fries and a drink, but I would much prefer just getting a sub and just having that really be the highlight. So, I'm sorry, best sub. I really am. Like, I try so hard to be positive, and I wanted to give you guys what I could, but it was underwhelmed, you know. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly proper sub sandwich-tastic rest of your life. Because, you know what? And subs come in all varieties and shapes and forms and, you know, different levels and what have you. You know, and at the end of the day, maybe your jam is the cheaper sub option, and that's fine. So, final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated, but What you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it, I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in a situation where we have to go over there and deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. And this kind of, the thing for me, I would say, and this goes back to what I was just talking about, just because it's not my favorite incarnation of a sub doesn't mean that it might not be for other people. There is a lot to be said for just a really, simple put together sub with some fries and a drink. I'm not trying to go over there and, besmirch anybody. I'm not trying to go over there and knock a value deal or something. It's just my personal preference, because at the end of the day, that's what my review is about. And, and I want to emphasize that because it's like I like to be positive, and the guy who was running the place was nice and everything, it's like, I could give you an extra half a point for that, but I can't really, at the end of the day, the subs weren't very good, so, anyway, bye.